Alright everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be covering Kitguns, which has a couple of moving parts to it. One, the pieces can come from two different places, either from Fortuna on Venus with Rude Zood, or from Deimos in the Nesgrilisk with Talking to Father. And so if you are getting some of the uh, pieces from Father on the Necrolisk, to build those pieces, you'll need to get resources from the Cambion Drift to craft them. And if you are getting your pieces from Rude Zood in Fortuna, those are going to require Orvalis pieces to craft. So let's go ahead though and go to Rude Zood on Fortuna to kind of show the crafting process. So very similarly to how we went over zaws, Kitguns are purpose-built weapons. Like so, and I mean, like one of the one of the weapons I'm sure you've seen in most of my videos at this point that I've done. Yersinia Pestis is a kit gun. That's like my primary weapon that I use a lot for a lot of content is a kit gun. Built from the brash, the vermisplicer, and splat. So the thing about kit guns though is that a couple of years ago they added in primary grips, which allowed it to expand from just the secondary market, because originally most kit guns or all kit guns were secondaries. Um, so, but yeah, like my daily driver weapon for doing most missions of any kind is the vermisplicer that I made, and I called it, the mnemonic play, because it's simple enough. Um, but so just like the menu we had with saws, we have the three selections here. Now our chamber selects what we're doing, right? So with like the vermislicer, I have a long range proboscis that attaches and then splits off to multiple enemies. As a secondary, it has three proboscises that latch onto a single target or a couple of targets and maul them. So similar but different. And it's the same with like the Tomb Finger. It's essentially fires a laser that explodes when it hits a target in a small blast. It's like a 1 meter blast or something. It's not real big. And then in its primary mode, it has a larger damage. And so each one is just kind of different. The gaze is the cutting beam of pure energy, so it's just a laser gun. Your rattle guts is for making a Tommy gun style machine gun. Essentially, spore lacer is a grenade launcher. Essentially, it's a mini grenade launcher in either form, really. And then the catch moon is shotgun. Pretty much. It's an energy shotgun. Really useful as a secondary. Um, I've never made a primary out of the catch moon, the rattle guts, or the tomb finger, or the spore lacer. I have out of the gaze and obviously the vermislicer. Pardon me. And I just didn't like the gaze as much as I liked my vermislicer. So, but say we're going to build. Let's build. Why don't we just build my gun? I'll show you the stats on that. Okay, so these are combined into either secondary or primary grips, and kind of like with the grips, or not the grips, the handles from zaws. Grips tell you what you're going to do. So, like most of my secondaries use haymaker, which does minimal rate of fire, minimum range, but maximum damage. Because that was what I was looking for when I was making mine, was just maximum damage. I didn't really care about range. I didn't really care about rate of fire. Both of those can be gotten around using Warframe abilities and other things. I just wanted damage. And when I made my primary, I was looking for increased range for a beam weapon because the vermisplicer is a beam weapon, technically, when it is in primary form. So brash works really well for making a primary for the vermisplicer. And then my loader, I really like the splat. Other ones might work better for people. It just depends. I really like the splat because it's high crit chance, high capacity, and status chance is kind of a afterthought. You can get status chance from other things if you need to be. It's still respectable. It's a 17% status chance. So yeah, like this is what I use a lot of the time, and it works extremely well. Um, it's super useful also because it's base toxin damage, so I can easily make that either viral or corrosive or whatever I want. It's just nice to have. Synergizes well with my Saren that I use most times. And it's got good. It's just got good stats, and I have a Riven for it. Rivens make things better. Yeah, but it's a held weapon, and it's counted as a beam weapon. So again, brash is very helpful for this. With okay range. It's got a little bit less range than like the Ignis Wraith or something like that, but it chains. So, but if instead I was going to make like a pistol, my range drops down super low, but my multi-shot goes up because now I have the multiple proboscises firing off. Still having, though, that high crit chance, but my status chance drops because I no longer have the one strand, I have 5. And then if we change this again, this is my catch moon essentially that I use. Huge damage fall off on that. But, doing a solid bit of damage, mostly in heat damage with high crit and a decent crit damage. Reload slow, magazine small, fire rate's terrible, but there are multiple ways you can take advantage of that. So, again, purpose-built weapons. What do you need out of a weapon? What it works with? Like, if you're wanting a pistol build essentially to do some longer range damage, it doesn't have punch through, but solid damage stats with a 2 meter radial attack, not terrible. Can do good work. Like, you just build what you want. And like I said, you get the parts from Rudzud, and you also get the arcanes that are specific to Kitguns. I really like Pack Seeker because I'm aiming for headshot kills a lot. And having 4 projectiles burst from the target and seek the heads of nearby enemies works great at chain killing enemies. Pax Bolt might be if you are more of a caster frame. It synergizes well with the caster frame. Pax Soar, probably if you're flying a lot. Pax Charge, I don't see how it's useful. I don't think I've ever used the ones that I have. So, yeah, and obviously, like, these are all the more mechanical ones. All of the more infested looking pieces come from Father on Deimos, so it might be easier to build a fully Fortuna kit gun to get you started, or most of my kit guns are fully Fortuna ones. I have a Rattle Guts, I have a Catch Moon, and my Tomb Finger are all fully Fortuna built. My Spore Lacer is the only of my secondaries that has the one piece from Deimos. Vermisplicer 2, technically. Yeah, so you can go a long way just getting the parts that you need from Rudzud, and then picking up 1 or 2 parts from Father, or you can pick up all the parts from Father. That's the great part about it being a purpose-built thing. And you can decide whether you want it to be a primary or a secondary, whatever works better for your playstyle and the purpose that you're building it for. So, Uh, I hope this has been helpful for someone. Thank you guys for watching, and everyone just have a fantastic and wonderful day. Thank you. Bye.